Hail to the fellowship. We thank you guys for tuning in. I am your nerdy number reviewer, the Alvin Barber, and joining me, as always, is the lore loyalist himself, TC, the Totem Cripple. What's up?
Not much. Not much. Life is good.
And we are those guys. TC, I got to show you something. Can you see me?
I can.
Check out this replica X-Men. So you know the jacket that Cyclops wore in the animated series?
Nice.
Like,
that's awesome.
It's sick, right?
That is pretty cool.
So that's another Christmas gift there. But I was like, holy shit, I fucking love this. X-Men the animated series, such a good fucking show.
Remind me next time we're somewhere with a reliable internet. And next time we're recording somewhere with a reliable internet, I'll put on my shirt that I got for Christmas. That's freaking fantastic.
Oh, well, I think you sent me a video. Can't wait to see it on you, though. That's just going to look... Oh, man, that shirt is fantastic. I cannot wait to see you wear that. All right. Now we gotta stop talking about good shit. Well, I don't know. Pennyworth is
okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Episode 5. We're doing episode. Is it episode 5? Yeah. Episode 5.
4 was when Esme died.
Right.
So 5 is where we are now.
So 5, we open up with. I think we open up with Sykes coming across Harwood, right? Isn't that? I want to say that's
no. It does open with Sykes, but it opens with her discussing with her sister Esme's death. So she didn't do it.
So she took it better than I anticipated.
I do have a feeling she's still gonna snap on whoever did it, or
you think
help
so?
Alfred. I still say she's gonna help Alfred find out who did it. Because he was weirdly fascinated with, although her sister was kind of strange in the sense that she actually seemed to have some compassion for Alfred.
Yeah, she did. She did.
And it seemed earnest. So yeah.
But she.
Oh, go ahead.
I remember Sykes explaining that she saw 2 people go into the building. Yeah, walk in, a male and a female walk in. So that was...
And they had a key.
Correct. Curiouser and curiouser. So that's how it starts. Is the next scene the funeral scene? Are we at the funeral now?
Yeah, then they're at the funeral, and that's when we see Martha again. And Thomas shows up at the funeral too, to try and get her on mission, I guess, kind of.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's trying to gauge where she's at and how she feels. I'm trying to remember if before then he was called to meet with the leaders of the No Name.
That was right after.
Okay.
He was called in, and then he goes to her like the next day, I think, and then,
because they want him to set up a meeting between them and the new leader of the Raven Society, because they want to kill this bitch.
Yep.
They want to assassinate her, and they want him to set it up. So he goes to Martha, and it's like, hey, we need Alfred. Do you think we can get him? And she's like, I don't think he's not going to come.
I mean, obviously, Thomas doesn't know that they made out, but
no.
He's like, you know, and yeah. So Esme died, and then Alfred loses his shit.
He does. He kind of, he goes through what anyone would go through when a loved one passed. He copes in his own way.
Except he's literally seeing I can't think of his name. the comrade that got his head blown off in the war.
Oh, Spanish. He calls him Spanish.
Spanish. He's literally seeing hallucinations of Spanish throughout this whole thing and talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he's gone through a lot, but what's with TV shows and literally making people who literally hallucinate
and talk to these hallucinations and
yeah,
it's almost a trope now, I think.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. I still don't get Alfred saying he killed Esme. I get that it's like, oh, I made out with another woman when I was supposed to be with her and she died. But I mean, that's another thing that annoys me. I killed them. Why? Because I wasn't there. It's like, no, blame yourself for not stopping it. Don't call yourself the murderer. There's a very big difference.
There is a very big difference. There is. Like, you didn't do it. But
I'm not saying you shouldn't feel bad, but...
Well, yeah. But you're definitely not responsible. Like, you didn't, it wasn't your hands around her neck.
I do find it funny, though, that the one guy, Ripper...
Yeah.
Yeah. He tries to talk Alfred... I'm getting kind of a weird Crowley-ish vibe with this guy. Not in the sense that, like, he's evil, but kind of, sort of, in his own way, he's like trying to get Alfred to pull his head out of his ass.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for bringing up a random supernatural reference, but that's kind of the vibe I get. But it's like in the strangest of ways. It's like I think this guy actually is trying to help in a villainy way.
Yeah, no, I kind of got that as well. To me, it kind of almost seems like he's like, you know what, Alfred owes me. Like, I invested in him, right? I made this investment by not killing him because I think he's useful, and he's no good to me if he's just going to wallow in self-pity all day. So I got to get him out of this funk. Clearly, he thinks Alfred's worth getting him out of this funk. Yeah, getting him out of this. So he's like, you got to run with me. Come run with me every morning. I run. I don't know how. I forgot how many miles he said. I was like, holy shit.
I don't remember. But I also feel like it's weird. Alfred goes, well, I don't run. I'm like, pretty sure you did in the army, though.
Yeah, though, let's not act like you're...
SAS, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love how just, like, totally winded. I'm like, he hasn't been out of the army long enough to be that out of shape.
I'm like, this old guy is making you look bad.
And it's not like he's been sitting on his ass. He's been in some pretty heavy shit.
Yeah, he should be in far more shape than they, led us to believe. But I guess for the sake of that scene, they needed him to struggle so they, Ripper can build him back up, essentially.
And you go to Esme's grave, and
they go to her. Yeah, you go to her grave, and he talks to him about that, and he's pretty much telling him to get his head out of his ass. And
he wasn't killed on accident. That was the other.
He essentially. So does he know who did it, or does he kind of hint toward?
I don't. He
saying that I can find out, or
he said I don't know. Basically, it was the I don't know, but I know somebody who would deal.
Okay.
And he was like, "I'll give you the name of that person if you kill this person."
Yeah, if you do this for me, yeah.
But it's weird in the sense that I guess it is strange to think that it was it was intentional, but you do also have the fact that Esme was hearing noises before she died.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody was outside the door. So that should have been a red flag should have been a red flag enough anyway. But once she's dead, like, okay, maybe she wasn't insane, so why would somebody have been scoping the place?
Right.
So the idea that it's some revelation that it was a deliberate hit seems strange to me. A little.
Yeah.
I mean, I could kind of see it, but I'm just kind of like, it surprises me how surprised he is by it.
Yeah. I mean, even Ripper says, I mean, who hates you enough to
To
want to
want to,
see you suffer like this? Like, who do you think hates you that much? And even myself, I'm like thinking, like, damn, who hates Alfred that much?
I hope
Like,
it's somebody we know of at least already.
yeah, I hope. Oh, yeah, I hope so as well.
I hope it's
I,
not somebody that they're just gonna pull out of their ass and be like, "Oh
uh,
yeah."
I hope not. I really hope not. At this point in time, I know Thomas Wayne ends up going to Baza and Dave Boy because Alfred, Martha Kane went to Alfred. He said he wouldn't do it.
And
To
never to come, but never talk to me again,
Yep.
which makes sense.
Um, he goes. Thomas Wayne goes to Dave Boy and Baza, offers them offers them a deal to do it, offers them a lot of money. Of course, Baza's like, no, he wants no part of it, no matter what. Of course, Dave Boy's like, all right. how
But
much money?
also,
How much money we talking, and who am I killing? That's
1,000 pounds, even back then. I was searching around. I found out that that's roughly $25,000.
okay.
I feel like that's a little bit low to get a contract hit on somebody.
Mm.
Or maybe Dave Boy's just like, yeah, fuck it, why not?
I mean, he seems like the character that's just like, well, he even said it. He was like, I've done it for free. He's like, I've killed for less. So I feel like to him, that money is just like, frosting. It's just, that cherry on top.
Yeah,
He's like,
I want them to focus on Baza. Like, seriously, I like Dave Boy. I find him funny, but Baza's just strange in the sense that, like, he seemed more or less together, and then in this episode, he's high as a kite.
yeah, he's he is lit in this episode for sure. Oh, Baza, what's going on?
And I didn't realize they knew Esme that well, or I'm assuming it was because of Esme, but I didn't realize his cohort knew her that well to get stoned as a result of her death.
Yeah,
if that was why.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know per se if that was why. I don't know if Baza's just go. This is just how he deals with situations in life. He just, he drinks, he smokes, he gets high. And Day Boy does the same, but he's more of the wild card of the bunch. So
yeah, but still, I like what I know of Baza is interesting, and I want to know more about him.
Hopefully they'll give us more. Hopefully they'll give us more. Oh, side note, I guess there are some side scenes. Lord Hardwood is back with Sykes and the sister and the Spicers, the family, the random old couple that they just went into their home. Like that's doing all their bidding. Okay. They're trying to get his memory back because he's clearly traumatized from the torture and what happened to him.
I mean, believably so. I mean,
yeah. I mean, they chopped off his nose and feet. So I'm like, shit. Like, so they're trying to, rehabilitate him and get him back. Then we get to the restaurant scene with the No Names and the leader of the Raven Society.
Yeah.
And they're like talking, blah, blah, blah. Not Baza, Day Boy ends up locking the kitchen crew in the meat locker. Oh man, Dave Boy, he really doesn't have anything planned out. He locks him. He locks them in the meat locker. Then proceeds to go to the restaurant floor, pull out his gun. I don't know why he just didn't shoot this bitch immediately. Like I don't
I think
know.
he couldn't handle seeing the white lever eyes.
Is that what it was?
I'm guessing. I don't know. But he said, "Could you close your eyes?" And
Yeah,
he
right.
uses that opportunity to shoot him.
To shoot. So then she shoots him.
And then basically Alfred walks in and goes, for fuck's sake, Dave boy. And then it's like, oh, he's your friend. And then he goes, I've never seen him before in my life. I'm like, Alfred, that doesn't work if you literally just go up to him and like,
yeah, for fuck's sake.
And
then he proceeds to take his mask off. So like clearly, it's like we know who you are. Then he takes his shotgun, the sawed off, fucking blows the guy's head off. The leader of the
no names,
the no names. So gory. Loved every minute of that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We do have confirmation that Thomas Wayne is in fact working with the CIA, but I'm still confused as to why they give a fuck about what's going on in jolly old England.
Correct. Yes, we did get that scene between him and the CIA. Yes. Yeah, and why do they give a fuck about what's going on? Another good question. I know the CIA monitors international shit, but like why?
Just why intervene?
Yeah.
Especially against the interests of the crown when, as far as I know, the US and Britain have been on good terms for a long time. Like it's not like we're long-term enemies that have just recently become friendly. It's like we've been on good terms for a while.
Right.
So I don't understand why they would try and like it seems like they're trying to take out both sides. But again, I don't understand why they care as much as they do.
Yeah, I don't. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't understand that as well. So yeah, we get that. Alfred blows the guy's head off, ends up picking up Dave Boy, brings him back to that local pub that they frequent.
And Sandra has got a thing for Alfred, I think. But
well, I mean, he fucked her, right, and then kind of ignored her afterwards.
Yeah.
Which isn't a good look. But and at some point he does realize like shit, like I'm kind of being a dick in this scenario.
Which is also really weird. Like I don't understand why. Like when I saw that, I'm like, is that her? I wasn't sure if it was her or the guy that we find out later is screwing the No Name League wife.
Right.
I thought it might have been them. But I'm like. Again, Alfred just lost his fiance and he's immediately off fucking another chick.
I mean, sometimes people that's how they cope. TC, they gotta get in between somebody else's, and that was more like a hate fuck more than like a I like you type fuck. So
no, I know, but
yeah,
it still seems. Again, I'm trying just to reconcile. Like, this is Alfred doing this.
Yeah.
And I know I'm imagining, how can I help Master Bruce in that context? So he is a lot younger, but it still seems strange to me. That's all.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I'm trying to think. Where do we? So that happens. He carries him to the bar. The doctor comes. They are waiting for the doctor. Is that jump to? We find out that Ripper is sleeping with the No Name leader's wife.
Right. That's why I wasn't sure if it was Alfred and what's her name, or if it was those two. I couldn't tell.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was definitely Alfred and what, Sandra?
Sandra, yeah.
Sandra.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. No. No. You're fine. You're fine. Um, let's see. Yeah, so that's how the episode ends with those two. But yeah, a lot of intense moments taking place in this episode. A lot of intense scenes.
I did like that a vast majority of this episode was just character driven, dealing with Esme's death,
Yeah,
and they only let the action scene flow to happen in the the last handful of scenes,
yeah,
as opposed to just being action, action, action. Like, um, this show at least is trying to be reflective a little bit, trying to make the characters reflect a bit. So I'm liking that they're trying to take their time with the story. Although, again, I've heard that shit starts to get really weird later on. So
yeah. Episode 6 starts getting real, real interesting. A lot of some now we they start interjecting the supernatural element into the series. So, which I'm kind of interested because I don't remember it fully, but I know after kind of looking at some aspects of it, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to remember that. But I'm curious to because I never finished the entire series. Like I think episode 5, to be honest, is where I stopped before. Um, so I'm kind of curious now how this like the whole transition and how things are going to unfold moving forward. So
it still seems like a very stark shift, though,
yeah,
because
yeah,
they've given nothing of
nothing.
supernatural away, and you've seen the next episode. I haven't yet.
Yeah,
So it just seems weird. I mean, I remember when we were discussing this a couple years ago, I just remember you saying, oh, there's supernatural stuff. I'm like, in season 1 of a Batman prequel?
yeah,
um, so yeah. Um, and also, I'm still running into like, I'm still having, again, maybe it'll fit together better later. But I mean, the degree of devotion Alfred is known to show the Waynes in pretty much every continuity that I know of. I just
loyalty.
I don't see why he would be that devoted to them.
Hmm.
Maybe something must happen. I don't know, but I mean, to the point where he was more of Bruce's father than Bruce's father was.
I mean, he was. Yeah, I mean, they left Bruce in his care, so and he definitely Bruce definitely had extended family, so it's like
uh, Kate Kane, so Jacob's
Yeah,
around, like
yeah.
um,
So the fact that they trusted him that much with
and
their
he did it.
yeah, and he did it. So clearly there was something must have happened for him to gain that type of that closeness, that loyalty that you were speaking of, that devotion. So
And it's like at this point, he doesn't trust Thomas, and he and Martha have a thing ish a little bit, but
mm-hmm.
that it's like I never got the impression the reason he hung out he took care of Bruce was that could have been my kid, but
No. I never got that impression out of any of the
none of the continuities I know of anyway.
continuity. Yeah, none of the continuities that I can think of. I've never gotten that idea, that type of mindset from him in that. So
I want to know the trigger. Like that's a huge 180 turn. Like even I guess life debt. I don't even know if a life debt would justify that level of
exactly. I don't know either.
I mean, I know life debts aren't really a thing, but I mean, you kind of get what I'm saying, right? Like,
No. I get what you're.
even if they save his life later on, the degree of devotion he's known to have for the Waynes transcends that, or at least it
I'm
does.
like,
So
no, I'm curious to see. Like you said, that shift, that trigger. you know, when it actually happened. I mean, we got 2 more seasons to look forward to. So
At
like
least.
I'm yeah, at least. So perhaps in one of these seasons will or one of these episodes we'll get it.
I am liking Martha Kane though, because she has a conscience. Like she feels
Yeah.
genuinely bad. Like
No, she does. She
that
does.
shit went down. Um, and she feels like when Thomas calls Alfred useful, you can tell she's kind of angry about that, or maybe not angry, but self um self defacing
Mm-hmm.
in the sense that she feels like she used him and not in a mwahaha way, more like a I feel like a piece of shit kind of way. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but you know,
you're good. You're good. Um yeah, I didn't mind this episode. I thought it was okay. I thought it was
yeah,
okay.
it was pretty good. Um, they're about to jump the shark though, so we'll see.
They are. We'll see how. Like I said, I remember certain parts, but a lot of stuff is going to be new to me, so I'm really looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right. Any last remarks?
Um, I'd give it probably a 5. That's about.
Yeah.
I would,
I would
which I think is probably the highest rating I've given anything on this channel thus far. Come to think of it, just because it tries to really get into the characters' heads more than just action for action's sake, which
I think
is
you might be right.
something that most stuff doesn't bother with these days.
Mm-hmm. I think you might be right. Yeah, I would say a 6, 5, 6. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
It's definitely a better show than a lot of stuff that we're watching now. So I will give it that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we thank you guys for tuning in. We do ask that you smash that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Share this video out there, hit that bell for notifications. You guys have a happy new year. You guys take care.
Happy New Year, everyone.